The official U.S. narrative about the incident in Isfahan province doesn't add up and doesn't even make sense. There are major holes in the story. Iran presents it differently. So let's connect the dots and figure out what actually happened. Here's how it started. On April 3rd, Iran allegedly shot down a US F-15 Eagle over the Zardku mountain range. The jet was on a deep strike mission inside Iran. The pilot was rescued quickly, about 7 hours after the crash, by a Black Hawk helicopter. But the Weapons Systems Officer, WSO, had a different fate. He ejected miles away into rough, high-altitude terrain and managed to evade capture for 36 hours. Smart move. He only used his emergency beacon in short bursts to avoid being detected. This confused U.S. drone operators at first, and for the first day, nobody knew if he was alive. Once the U.S. finally located him, Iranian convoys were closing in fast. American A-10 jets and MQ-9 drones had to drop bombs and jam Iranian communications just to get him out. Here's where things get interesting. According to the U.S. narrative, during the extraction, the U.S. intentionally destroyed 2 MC-13OJ Commando cargo planes and 2 MH-6 Little Bird helicopters because they couldn't take off. But look at where this landing zone was, 170 kilometers away from where the F-15 crashed. That's a huge distance, but here's what makes it suspicious. That location is only 40 kilometers from the Isfahan Nuclear Technology Center. It is the beating heart of Iran's nuclear program. This is where raw uranium gets converted into uranium hexafluoride gas, the fuel that centrifuges at Natanz and Fordo need to enrich uranium. Without Isfahan nuclear site, Iran can't make nuclear fuel or weapon. As of early 2026, Isfahan held most of Iran's 440 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium. That's near weapons-grade material. The U.S. already hit this facility twice, once in June 2025 and again in February 2026. It's been damaged, but Iranian workers are still there, moving the remaining enriched uranium into deep underground tunnels to protect it from future airstrikes. So why would the U.S. land military aircraft 40 kilometers from this nuclear site? That's unusual. Someone might argue, well, there's no landing strip near the crash site, so they had to land farther away. Okay, fair point. But here's the problem. You don't need a massive 4-engine cargo plane to rescue one pilot. Normally, you'd send HH-60 Have Hawk helicopters. That's what they're designed for. MC-130 is a monster, heavy-lift aircraft built to carry vehicles and large cargo. Their presence screams, this wasn't a quick grab and go. This was a prolonged operation. Also, think about it. No military on Earth spends $400 million to rescue a single officer unless there's something else going on. These red flags point to a theory. The U.S. used the pilot rescue as cover to send SEAL team to the ground near Isfahan. While the world watched the mountains for the pilot, the ground team was trying to secure or sabotage Iran's enriched uranium at the Isfahan facility. Why? Because doing this openly would be a war crime under international law, unless the UN approves. So by calling it a humanitarian rescue, the U.S. got legal cover to put troops near the nuclear site. While the U.S. recovered the airmen, the mission was a tactical disaster for several reasons. So here's what might have gone wrong with the U.S. troops in this operation. The landing site was an abandoned agricultural strip. The MC-130Js, which weigh over 75 tons, became stuck in the soft, unpaved mud on landing. Because the MC-130J could not generate enough speed to take off, the U.S. had to cancel the uranium collection mission and destroy the aircraft. It might also be possible that the IRGC and local Bakhtiari tribesmen responded with surprising speed, surrounding the airstrip with small arms and destroying the aircraft. In that case, the U.S. might have had unusually high casualties that some photos indicate, and the U.S. might be hiding them.